And that's the stunt guy there, you see. And you can tell because he's doing typical stuntman acting. What he should have done was hit the floor, rolled, and then started to get up. But he puts an extra stuntman roll in. You see that? The overacting extra stuntman roll. You know, bless him. Hi, I'm Scott Adkins, and this is my fight breakdown for Legacy of Lies. This fight is choreographed by my go-to fight coordinator, a guy called Tim Mann. Incredible martial artist himself, one of the best kickers you'll ever see. And the reason I love to work with Tim is because not only does he choreograph it, but he understands how to shoot it. You see, you could have the best choreography in the world, but if you don't see it, if you're not able to see each technique and what's happening, and you don't understand the geography of what's happening, and maybe you're shaking the camera around, the choreography is not going to be worth anything. He thinks in terms of, oh, how can I show this with the camera? And how can I use the camera to complement the fighting as well? This particular fight, we didn't want it to look very martial arty. We wanted it to be very realistic. We did want it to look like a Jason Bourne type of fight. But the difference is we wanted to film it in a way that you could really see the choreography. In terms of the fights in the Bourne films, they're just shaking the camera and they don't know what they're filming. And they said, well, we'll edit that mess in the editing room and hopefully we'll have some semblance of some sort of fight. I was in the Bourne Ultimatum and I did a fight and we were never told which camera to sell a punch to. And there were about 5 cameras and he didn't even know where the cameras were. So it's like, well, am I selling this punch for this camera or this camera or this camera? Which camera am I selling the punch for? And you know, that's not a safe way to do it. You know, I can't make the punch work for every camera unless I actually punch Matt Damon in the face, and you don't want to do that, do you? But I know Jeff Imada was one of the choreographers for the Bourne films, and he's got a Jeet Kune Do background. So that was sort of flavor that we wanted, a very realistic sort of almost a street fight, but with less about the hooks and normal punches and more like with the trappings and some karate chops, things like that, just to give it that sort of secret agent feel. But we wanted to feature the choreography so that you could always see exactly what's going on. But we didn't want to have long drawn out shots like what you would see in a John Wick movie or a Tony Jaa film where it was very wide, or a Bruce Lee movie where the camera was just there and you would see Bruce doing his stuff in long takes. We wanted it to have the feel of the Bourne film, but you can see what's going on. Not just hear it, but you can see it as well. The guy I'm fighting, the actor's name is Leon Sewer. He was a last-minute replacement. We had another guy set to play this part, and he dropped out at the last minute, so Leon came in and saved our butts, to be honest. It's not easy making these sorts of sequences. I believe we shot over 2 days, maybe half a day each day, so it was about a day. The director will go looking for a place to shoot this sequence, and he'll be looking at what it looks like through the lens, you know, how's the lighting gonna work? Rarely did they really think about what it's gonna be like to perform stunts on. That floor was just hard concrete, no giving it whatsoever. And it was dusty. There was dust everywhere. We were completely covered in dust as soon as we hit the ground. And we were inhaling it all the time. It was actually quite miserable. And it was a night shoot, so that made it even worse. This was a real keyboard. They had the real keyboard, and then they had the prop version that was the breakaway keyboard. And I think the prop version, it was just way too flimsy. I mean, you'd swing it and it would like bend in the wind. So we knew that wasn't working straight away. So then they had maybe 2 or 3 keyboards, and the first take with that keyboard, when I hit him with it and he blocked it just completely shattered. I remember all the little keys just flying around everywhere. And we needed to do the shot again. And I remember somebody saying, we've only got 2 more keyboards. So, okay, we better get the shot then. We better make this one count. And that's what it's all about with the fight scene, this sequence here. You don't want the camera so wide that it's kind of a boring shot. You want to try and fill the frame. Obviously, because it's CinemaScope, it's a very wide frame. But we don't want to be so wide to see the whole body that it's a boring shot. So midsection up, you can see both of us. And then the cameraman, which was also our director of photography, Simon Rowlings, he needs to be thinking on the same level as the stunt performers, well, the actors in this case. He needs to know the choreography as well as we know it, so that he knows that it's an elbow there, and then I need to pan down, and I need to feature the knee as he punches my knee, and then it's a punch to the body. And I've worked with some camera guys in the past, and they just can't get on top of the choreography. They can't follow it. They're not fast enough. They don't have an agile enough mind to think like a stunt person does. But that's what you want to try and do, is follow the choreography like that and make it interesting to look at. And I have to say that my little block here is very slick. Bang. Moving fast there. I've impressed myself. Now I hit Leon hard with that kick. I mean, all the fight is me, but if I'm getting thrown to the floor and landing on the hard floor or smashing through a table, you know, generally you're going to bring the stuntman in, because that's when something could go wrong and you could, like, you know, break something, and then the whole film's going to shut down, and that's the end of it, you know. And for a film like this, we don't have a massive budget and we don't have enough days, so it's not like we can all wait for me to repair and then we'll complete the fight. So generally on every movie I do, I'll get some sort of injury. You're always kind of licking your wounds of some sort of injury. So if it's a big stunt, like getting thrown onto your back, especially on this floor, I'll let the stuntman step in and do it. That's the smart way. I did a movie called Avengement where I get smashed through this bar and then we smash through this other bar. And because it was the last day of shooting, I said, okay, I'll do it myself, because, you know, it didn't matter if I had to go to the hospital. So in that instance, I decided to do it myself. But to be safe for the producers, we'll let the stunt guy step in sometimes. These punches, when it's like a profile angle like that, are always a bit of a difficult one to make work. See, it has to be right in the correct spot. If he was a little bit too deep, it wouldn't have worked. And obviously, if he was too far out, it would have been a miss. So he's got it in the perfect spot there. Normally, when I'm throwing an elbow, what I don't want to do is I don't want to hit him with this bit. If he's behind me, I want to try and hit him. If I am going to hit him, I don't want to hit him, but if I did hit him with this part of my tricep, it wouldn't be a big deal. You know what I mean? It's nice and fleshy. It's going to be nice and comfortable for him. But if I hit him with the tip here, that's not going to be good. I made that mistake in one film. I hit a stuntman with my elbow properly, and I fractured his orbital. Very unfortunate. You're not trying to hit him in the face, but if I did, it would be with this bit. The styles of martial art in this fight, it is a bit of a melting pot. You've got, like, obviously you've got your boxing and karate or kickboxing. I mean, there is some karate chops from Leon's character. He is from Japanese heritage, so I think we felt like maybe he's a karate guy and we'll put some karate chops in there, you know, give it a bit of that flavor. There's definitely some trapping in there, which, you know, you would have in Wing Chun and some Filipino martial arts. So I'm blocking and hitting at the same time, or I'm trapping his arm and then he's trapping me, and it's a bit of a Wing Chun type thing going on, or Jeet Kune Do, that sort of thing. There's some judo, there's some Japanese jiu-jitsu. There's not any Aikido, but there was a similar move to an Aikido move in there, I think. Secret agent, that's what I like to call it.
Jig's up, Martin.
Okay, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out Legacy of Lies, available on Fandango now.